When I'm wrapped up in your arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel good. I feel good, cause your perfume is loud. And only I can talk about. Feel good, feel good. Oh, what a night, what a night, what a night. What a night, oh gosh, what a night.
Welcome back to In the Spotlight, and what a treat I have for you in this segment. This young man is truly one of my favorite artists. I mean, I've known this brother from he started, I believe, in the entertainment industry, and he has grown and he has become world renowned. He's traveled all over the world, and he lived in Beijing, China, or in China for the last 15 or 20 years. It is my pleasure to welcome Greg Douglas. Greg, it's a pleasure to see you, man.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
You look great, and you haven't aged a day. You look the same as you were
maybe the green tea
10 years ago. Must be the green tea and the Vanyas.
Yes, working.
All the wonderful product that you produce. But before we talk about your products that you produce, let's talk about your entertainment career. As I said, you've been away for what, 20 years now?
Actually,
15?
we are about 14 years.
About 14 years. And you spent all that time in China?
Yes, I returned in 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know I saw you and I spoke to you briefly on a couple of occasions, but how did you get to China? I mean, what took you there?
You know, it was interesting. Initially I went looking for equipment for the factory, and
yes.
Going there, I noticed, you know, the movement of the country, and I saw it was a possibility for me to open an office to see do a feasibility study of selling Bahamian and Caribbean products into China.
Really?
So
So it wasn't your music that took you there?
It wasn't the music,
actually
no.
the Vanyas that took you there?
We opened an office there. We were the first, I think, Bahamian office opened in Shanghai.
Is that right?
Yes.
You got to write your book. But let's talk about your music first.
Yes.
Now, before you went to China, we knew you as an artist.
Yes.
And the segment just before this one, obviously, we had Obi Pinling on.
Right.
And you were part of that unit.
Yes, for years.
For years.
I had the opportunity to play with Visage.
Yes, you were one of the lead singers.
Yes.
And I always thought you had an incredible commercial voice. I think every time I talk to you, I tell you that.
You much too kind. You always say that.
No, it's the truth. and it's a great voice. It's a distinctive voice. And so, what have you been using? Have you been performing over the last 15 years while in China and before? Whatever happened to your musical career?
Actually, what happened, you know, we opened the office, and then my love for music used to take me out in the evening time to various musical spots. 'Cause, entertainment in Shanghai in particular is like huge. I mean, you have live venues, you have even in the middle of the day, you'll have.
So you were based in Shanghai?
In Shanghai, yes. You'll have a company like Starbucks hire acoustic guitar just to play one song, or they have an opening of a hotel.
Okay.
So it's quite vibrant.
You did a lot of casual engagements there. Did you do any like do you do any recordings? I mean, was your music? Did your music really take off in that?
Well, I had the opportunity, you know, when they was when they're going to have the Olympics. I've done stuff even from the government level to huge shows, production TV shows. Also, we did the nightclub scene.
Of course.
And actually, interesting, I did the latter part of it. I was doing MC.
Really?
MC, you know, there was a group of huge club chain who wanted me just to talk my voice, just to, you know, get people riled up.
So
I was doing MC.
This was in Mandarin? You speak?
Actually, I was doing Mandarin and English.
So most of the properties there, I mean, they cater to English-speaking clientele.
Yes, I mean, it's Shanghai, like what, 28 million people.
Wow.
You have a lot of foreign. From people from everywhere,
so,
there, you know.
So language wasn't a problem?
No. Predominantly in Shanghai, they speak English.
Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
Wow. Now, see, we never got to Shanghai.
We went to Beijing.
Both times I went there, we went to Beijing. But they tell me that Shanghai really is the place for entertainment.
Oh, you know, that's a city. Don't sleep. You know, it's so much fun. You know, after you know the music scene and you get to know people, they have underground places they play music even after
hours.
Yeah, because normally they would close, let's say, shut up the top two, and then they have basements that can go and play music. It don't stop. It's amazing.
Right.
Really alive.
So you really had a very active musical career in addition to what you were doing with your products.
I got so busy after, singing with, I remember the first gig I went and just as a guest artist, I got up and sung, and the manager, the Chinese guy, came and said, "Who are you and where you from?"
Right.
I said, "I'm from the Bahamas." He said, "Where, Africa?" I say, no, the Bahamas.
Didn't even know geographically where it was.
No, I said, "Africa?" They look at the external, they just,
Yes, of course.
I said, "No, the Bahamas," and because, when I sang with the band, everybody got up and was happy,
Right.
And he said, "Tell me what it costs for me to pay you to sing every weekend, how much? Name me a price. And I gave him some ridiculous price.
Right.
And he said yes, and it started there. And then what happened, he was giving me, they had a number of clubs,
Right.
and then he was giving me contract 2 years in advance and
Really?
paying me in advance.
Oh, man.
And then I got so busy, then all the other clients that I sang for prior to meeting him, they were calling me and say, "Listen, if you cannot make it, can you hire someone?" So we were bringing in singers and and from all around.
So the musicians there, were they local musicians or they were foreign musicians? Where did you get your musicians from?
Well, what I did when I was there, I had a band that I created called Cross Culture. So I tried to integrate the locals with the foreign, and that was amazing.
And what was the compliment of that band?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, this band, we had the singer, the lead female singer was from Uzbekistan.
Right.
The bass player and drummer was from the Philippines. And
Really?
then we had a Chinese guitar player. And so it was interesting.
It was really United Nations.
Yeah, and then the percussion player was from Cuba.
Okay.
So being able to
what kind
have
of
this
music,
integration.
what kind of material did you do?
We did a wide range of music, from Latin to top of the charts.
Did you introduce any typically Bahamian
of course.
songs and well received?
Yes, because we would do it, and they love it because giving them some of our music to play, and it was amazing for them to see how do the drummer play that beat, and how did the guitar did that, and I tried to explain it to them, and but the musicians there were really talented because a lot of them studied that, and they would master their craft. So you give them a piece of music, and tomorrow they come back and they write it down, and they're ready to go.
You would say that there's definitely a market there for Bahamian musicians and entertainers.
I do believe. I think now is the time for perhaps us to look at some of the young artists and take a showcase on the road every year.
You still have your connections there, obviously.
No problem. Just a phone call, and but I know it's kind of hard, right, Mr. Money, because a lot of our people don't believe no one. You say, "Yeah, I can do that."
No, I understand.
But
I was there. I know the potential.
It's huge possibility,
Yes.
and if we wanna, if our musicians want to be great and go places and promote their music, it's very important for them to leave and go
and get that exposure.
That's right, and get that exposure, because I mean, can you imagine you have millions of people and they buy into it, and
billions,
and yes, billions, and they buying into your music. You can imagine the hits they'll get just for their songs.
As a matter of fact, as a result of the Sargis group being over there, actually some of their music is being played now on China International Radio.
Well, my wife, she have a friend who's real popular in a radio station, and he said he's open to even do a Bahamian hour.
Well, listen, we're going to talk
with the music,
about that.
But I must admit, I didn't touch it because I was so busy with the company here trying to rebuild.
Let's talk about the Vandas, because we're running out of time fastly, but we will definitely talk about that music because we want to get our artists over there. We know there's tremendous potential for them, and with your contacts, and I believe the talent that we have here, we can take that market.
Look, whatever I can do, we Bahamians, right?
Fantastic.
Let's get it done.
Let's talk about the Vanya.
Right,
Tell me a little bit about Devanya. I mean, I know you were there for 15, 20 years. Your product was there. You were one of the first Bahamians to introduce Bahamian product there. And this is an all Bahamian product.
Yes.
Tell the Bahamas about what's happening with your product now.
Well, 2013, when I came back home and my brother died. So I said, now is the time for us to rebuild and direct.
Yes.
You know, he died unexpectedly, so I was forced having to make the decision to go back to China.
Yes.
Or relocate my entire family here.
Right.
We had one daughter, my wife and I, at the time, and so we decided to relocate and rebuild the brand. So
You have a brand.
Yes.
The brand is a brand.
well, it's a
beautiful product.
It's a Bahamian brand,
Yes,
and
it's a
you know,
Bahamian brand.
You know,
and world class.
well, our mission
World class.
is to build a Bahamian brand that
Yes.
not just represent
Yes.
the company,
Yes.
but represent the Bahamas. Because if you can have the various brands coming from around the Caribbean, and that's what they do, promote them. We got to be focused on promoting something we could export.
And this will showcase Bahamian in every aspect of that product because you get all your raw materials from here as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We utilize a lot of farmers, in particularly Andres. They call me, as a matter of fact, they just WhatsApp me and show me the peppers that's ready, we're getting ready for market, you know. And they're now, a lot of them they have a sort of co-op,
Yes.
and they're growing organic products. And one of the things, you know, if they grow, we can repackage it and export it.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you have an existing brand, we can have multiple brands.
Can you imagine?
and
Can you
export
imagine
brand.
the music that we could make with your brand and the music and the products and the spices and the food and the whole experience, the whole Bahamian experience?
If we do our own show,
Yes.
and package it properly,
Yes.
we could have our own show on TV there.
Absolutely.
It's in Mandarin and in English.
Well, not if. Let's make it happen. I
Yes.
think with your contacts there and the fact that you have lived there, you know the lay of the land. I believe you understand a little bit the culture of the people. But good food and good music and entertainment is universal.
Man, you can imagine having boiled fish and Johnny cake
Okay then?
in Shanghai or in Beijing, you know.
With great music and
Great
then
music.
later on Kong salad.
Exactly.
Yeah? And
You
peas
know.
and rice and crab and...
Well, we could have that for dinner,
and-
but we could have the music, and then after 12, 1, 2 o'clock, we kicking the boiled fish.
Okay then?
You know.
Anyway, Craig, it's wonderful to see you, man. Thank
Likewise.
you for stopping by. Let's continue the conversation. I believe that the Bahamian public needs to know, especially our music, our dancers, our designers, our culturalists, need to understand that the world is waiting for us. The world is waiting for us.
We have to give it to
you. Are a testament of that. You just told us that you had too much work.
Too much work.
And we have no work here, very little at least. And so let's explore those markets. Let's go to those markets. Let's take the Bahamas there, showcase us there, and then send them back here for the real Bahamian experience. What a wonderful combination.
We can do it.
I know
I'm pretty sure we can.
And I thank you very much, and we will do it.
Thank you for having me.
We will collaborate and talk more about that. But thanks again for coming. And
Thank you.
so until the next time, Greg, it's great to see you. And we'll be
Likewise.
back with much more on In the Spotlight after these words from our sponsors.
Come on, and it goes on and on and on. Ready? Listen, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes.